Hey guys and gals, let's build Harry Potter and Cho Chang by LEGO BrickHeadz. This is set number 40616, contains 267 bricks, retails for $19.99, and this set was provided to me by the LEGO group for early review. That's essentially what we're building here, and don't worry, we'll build the other ones eventually. And have all the parts here keyed up. We do have two manuals. And this is bag 1 and bag 2, so that's how they belong there. And so these are pretty straightforward. You just open up the book and start building. And this is an early morning build. So let's begin with bag 1, which is Harry Potter. Now, I'm not really a total fan of BrickHeadz, but you know, one of the things that we always look for is what kind of parts are in a set like this? Is there anything useful? And in addition to these being a good display item, they're also a good source of parts. So we're going to get started on it right away and get it done. Because after this, I only have a handful of sets left to build. And that is it, and I can get back to some tutorials before my next batch of sets come in. And yes, I have more review offers. A lot of them are going to be coming in here. So I'm not quite used to, having so many review offers. Now I did read one of your comments, and I'm sorry I can't remember your name, but you said you like this zoomed out better. So as long as you tell me what you like and what you don't like, we'll have to do a compromise on things. Sometimes things may work on my end, but may not work on your end. So as long as you tell me, you're fine. And stack two plates on top of one another over here. Yes, dark red is kind of a color that I don't have a whole lot of, so I try to scarf it up whenever I can. And these are really sought after. I really need these. I got a whole bin of those now, so I just try to hoard those up as quickly as I can. And I'm going to try to get this done lickety-split, because I only have just like this one and two other BrickHeadz sets left. And that's it. I'm done, so. Now, not much is really going on with me lately in terms of just getting things done. I got a couple ideas for tutorials, but basically alternative builds for summer fun. I don't know if I'll ever get to them or not, but we'll see. If I don't, they'll be saved for next year. But for the most part, that's kind of what my plan is. And trying to just get done with these. So I'm done with all the city sets and all the Disney sets. I got a couple other sets that I got to build that are coming in, but I can't really mention them right now. I believe they're on the LEGO website, but I don't like to mention anything and jinx it and not get the stuff here at the house. So hoping to get a bunch of these done here. So I don't know if you guys watched the installment or not. I was talking about getting a ham radio license, and talking about also going in the backcountry and how nice it'd be to have that, because you go into some places and a cell phone just doesn't work. So I've been kind of touring around the idea and went on a website where they kind of help you prepare for the test. And I'm gonna have to do some studying. Like a lot of that stuff I just forgot. But I found out one thing: I don't need to brush up on my Morse code because they don't require it anymore, which is fine by me. Kind of learned Morse code just for fun, just the basic alphabet. And that's pretty much what it is. And some of those questions are hard. They're trying to filter people out, but when I was reading on it, they're asking a lot of stuff like I'm going to build a radio from scratch or something. I'm like, really? And they had some questions on vacuum tubes, and I just thought, yeah, tube stuff is just meant to be a little hobby. But okay, this arm goes right here. Doesn't show it, so if you're building this, it's right there. So tube gear is kind of like a hobby, but it was telling you about emissions and stuff like that. But I kind of want to get my general class license or go for my extra. So what I heard is that when you take your test, there's two flavors, online or in person. And I don't know which one I'm going to take. The online one is where they put you in a Zoom meeting and they have a proctor watch you, and they want to have a full tour of the room and stuff, and I don't have anywhere that's really quiet that I can work. They want a room that's emptied out with just a table and a computer, and it's got to be quiet. It can't be anything hanging on the walls or anything like that. And I thought, I don't know. I'm taking the test in person. It's on the bad side of town. And I don't know. I'll have to think on that one. Thinking taking it in person be not so invading. I was reading up on all that stuff, and I kind of want to do it. I had a chance back when I was younger in high school, but I was immature and didn't really care. Now, I kind of wish I did, because I can go into the backcountry and at least have a way to communicate and stuff. And I was looking at radios. You can buy an entry-level ham radio for under $50. Probably won't do a whole lot, but I kind of got to thinking it'd be cheaper than a cell phone. But the test is not hard. I mean, obviously they were saying something about how 12-year-olds get through it, and I thought, well, maybe I should give it a shot. So I don't know if I want to. They have 3 different flavors. You have the technician, general, and extra. And the technician license, you basically just get on the radio and just ask for help and stuff like that. There's not really a whole lot to it. And this just sits in there like that. But I was reading up on all that, and I'm like, oh, I may have to think on it. So I'll have to sit down and study and then go take the test. And it'd be kind of cool to kind of go in there. But then I have a police radio. I listen to a lot of the stuff going on in the ham band, and it's pretty much like a chat room, like a prehistoric chat room, except you don't need an internet connection for it. But you have to watch what you say. You can't use potty language. You can only talk about certain items. You can't get... It's basically like online stuff, but over the air, and I don't know. And I've never seen that piece before. But yeah, I've been kind of reading up on it. It wouldn't be hard. I have to really read and study. And I'm missing one of these little holders here. But I should have got it when I was younger. But back then you had to know your Morse code, and I'm just gonna start pre-sorting stuff now. I'm kind of lost here. I'm missing a part. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if I'm going to go through with it or not. It's just, you know, I'm done with school. I don't want to have to go and do all that again. They're worried about cheating, but if I wanted to cheat, why would I even bother being interested in it in the first place? But I don't like the fact that they want to, I don't know if that went to that pile or not. I don't know if they want to, you know, it's kind of confusing how they have it set up. But I wanted to do it online just because it's more convenience. And they said they have the right to terminate your testing anytime they feel the need to. Like if your eyes have to be 100% focused on the computer, which obviously I can't do. You can't be distracted by anything. I thought just to get a license to talk on a radio. A lot of it's common sense stuff, but and they want me to pay for a testing fee, which is like 15 bucks or something. Not too terribly bad. But if you get your license, I hate to think that clip's not in here after I went through all this. But after you get your license, you got to pay the FCC $35 for them just to even process your paperwork. Yeah, it's not even in here. I have this clip here. Let me take a look. Could have went in the other bag too. Well, I have to go dig it out. Let's look in here because it could have rolled in here. I don't think it did. But yeah, pretty much that's how complicated they are. They're making it more harder than it is. And if I do, I'll just take the test in person and just deal with it. But right now I'm just talking. I'm not really doing anything. And I told my family I was thinking about it. And of course, you know how that goes. And well, I think we're missing a part in this whole set. I don't have none of those clips that may turn up, so I'll have to go to the junk bin and grab one more of these. So I thought this was going to be a quick build, but maybe not. Okay, about 10 minutes later I found one. And should go like this. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I didn't need that. You put a plate here. No, you need that. So this goes like this. Now, mind you, this is all just sitting in here, so you got to be very careful. As you can see, this is starting to get pretty loose. So I have to be very careful with that. So it just kind of sits here. Yeah, but reading about that license, I thought, well, it's not expensive. It's just, what if you're not a test taker, you know, or if you have a learning disability? There's no time limit, but it's 35 questions, multiple choice, and most of it's just on the safety precautions, but some of them are kind of like radio theory. So, I'm not sure yet. Anyways, though, about this build here, and so far it's okay. I mean, it's your typical BrickHeadz. Okay, you gotta be careful with the different types of tiles. see if I can screw that in there. Yeah, I don't like to give up on things, but sometimes you just have to. It's not the studying part, I just don't want to. Like I said, I've been out of school for so long, I don't want to have to go and take a test. And of course, they want to make sure you know how to use a radio and give you a license, and you have to obey the rules and not go on there and cuss up a storm and all that stuff, and basically behave. Like you have to say your call letters every so often. So it's basically like taking your, if you ever got your driver's license, it's almost essentially the same as that. You have to read the book and then take the test and all that stuff. So this goes in like that. So it's going to hold all these pieces in now. Yeah, but I can't wait to get all the reviews done. I mean, it's nice, but when you're doing, like I had 22 sets in this batch that I had to do. And I call a batch when I'm start to finish with a whole entire lot that I have to go through. And it's a lot. It's taken on a little too much. And I'm just kind of tired, and I didn't want to do this, but I'm almost done. I really want to get done with a lot of these sets here, just to get them out of the way. Ooh. Yeah, but my house is starting to look more like a toy store or a Lego store every day. And I always hear oh, you can never not have enough Lego bricks. Well, I'm thinking about second guessing that one, because I think I have maybe more than what I need. So we're working on the back now. Yeah, for the most part though, BrickHeadz are okay. I'm going to look at durability. So far, build experience is pretty good, to average to good, and build quality is excellent. So far, nothing's breaking off of it. But if you're not really into medium and small pieces, this probably will not be friendly for you. After this, I'm going to do the review real quick, and I am going to head to bed. And Jay, why are you working so late getting these done? Well, just to get them out of the way. You know, sometimes I just kind of guess myself why I'm even in this program at all. And, you know, oh, you get it for free, you know, no, if that's what you're thinking. Free comes with a consequence. And I don't get to do this whenever I want. If I'm not in the mood to film something, I can't just sit on a set. I have to get them done in a timely manner. I can't just build these 10 years from now and say, okay, Lego, I've finally gotten to it. It wouldn't really make any sense. But there was a discussion going on the ambassador thing about, one of the questions that popped up in my mind was, we don't represent the Lego group, which is fine by me. I don't represent anybody except for myself. So for me, I'm only representing the quality of my work, and right now I'm kind of failing at it because I'm getting tired. Okay, this goes on here like that. And okay, so you couldn't see this piece on this side. So now looking here, I have to rotate it like this just to stick the broom in his hand. Yeah, I kind of wish I could play some music in here. I don't want to make the record companies rich. Or richer. All right, so I'm missing 2 black pieces, but I have 2 extra brown pieces. Let me take a look here. How much do I have to go back here? Those are black there. Yeah, this is the only problem about doing BrickHeadz. Sometimes I'll get confused on what color parts, because brown and black sometimes look a little the same for me. It's not the first time I've ever had a set where they just give me flat out the wrong parts. But it doesn't show anything with the brown pieces. I mean, there's black in here. I'm missing some 1x2s, but I got them here in brown. I mean, I don't think anybody's really going to know. So I'm just checking my work here. Like they show black here. I think this is one of those sets where they just give you flat out the wrong parts. Let's go through it. This may be a long one after all. I got the brown down there. Well, I think they gave me the wrong parts in here. Because those are brown there. I'm looking for 1x2s. I have 2 here. Yeah. It only shows 2 of these brown pieces down here. And I have 4 of them. So we're missing a clip, and I have 2 extras of a piece. Now I got a question, and I gotta go get pieces. Hold on. Well, I thought this was going to be a quick build, but apparently it's not. I'm having a hard time trying to even find the parts to finish it. So let me just keep going. I may have made a mistake here, but it's asking for... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I don't need those. Now, here's the deal. And I may just ding off a little bit on this one here. Why? Not because I made a mistake. It didn't come with one of these. So if I'm having a hard time and I'm making a few mistakes here and there, and there's no brick zipper, especially for smaller pieces, I may just flat out ding off a point for that too. Not because I made the mistake. It's because if I make a mistake and I can't correct it, that's a whole different issue. So, yeah, I do need to get some sleep. But I gotta get these done. I'm tired of looking at somebody else's idea. I want to build my own stuff now. I'm getting the mock withdrawals. Because that's all I've done for the last 2 weeks. Is just simply just sitting here and doing this. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you like doing these type of builds, but I mean, the BrickHeadz, I never really thought of them as relaxing. These are kind of just your average run-of-the-mill. Yeah, because the other two brown plates go down here. So yeah, they do give me the correct amount, but I'm still missing that clip. I'll check the bags and stuff here when I get done with this one here. Oh, that fell out. That's something that's going to fall out. I hate to think this is just going to be your generic average build. So they use these for glasses for the frames. And one way to do it is by doing it like this. Oh, maybe that didn't work too well. There we go. And then we got to do the stand. You know, the city sets were really good. I got done with the skate park right before I started this one. And the skate park was really good. And what does this thing go to here? It goes in his hand here. Okay. Then he goes on the stand. That's what he looks like there. And I got an extra piece. Let's see here, are we forgetting anything? Let's look for any studs here. I think this is supposed to go right here. Yeah, so far I'm missing one part. I got one too many of those 1x1 plates, but they could have came in different bags. These stands are really loose. But that's not too bad for what he is. And this is what we have remaining. Not too terribly bad. Okay, I did find the clip in one of those bags, so now I'm glad I checked. So now we're not missing any pieces. So, that pretty much wraps up booklet 1 there. And yeah, I'm sorry I'm not my chipper self. I'm kind of just beat. I just want to get this one out of the way before bed. Like I said, I really want to get into the customs again. I'm just kind of tired of copying a book. And because I got a bunch of ideas I want to share with you guys. So this one here is Cho Chang, I believe. I wish they would have labeled them on here. And this is the Wizarding World. Alright, so we'll put her together. It's almost the same thing. And these don't look like they have a lot of parts. But I think what it is that you know, first off, fighting these little manuals are just so wrinkled is another issue. And the Lego's having a VIP special. You get double VIP points for purchases. I got to make a parts order. despite with all the pieces that Lego sends me here from sets, I need to, let me start just dividing this stuff out. I need to start ordering parts for some more mocks. And I'm getting more people complaining about the tiny little tutorials. It won't be for long, guys and gals, for those who are complaining. You're going to wake up one morning and there's not going to be any tutorials because they'll be on Patreon. So, more complaints. I mean, yeah, I'd like to build big stuff, but you got to understand the small stuff is accessories. Or I can build you guys a house and just not have any furnishings in it at all and say, there you go. When I build mocks, I want to build them complete. You know, not just, you know, then somebody says, well, why don't you do 50? I had one guy says, why don't you do a camper, like a motorhome or a travel trailer build every weekend? And I'm like, dude, I have a life. I don't have that kind of time. Yeah, I forgot to put the piece in there. I'm like, I don't have that kind of time to throw away right now. I'm completely swamped with day work. Oh, I thought this was your job. So I mean, I literally just need to make that video just to not ruffle up feathers, but to be like, hey, you know, a lot of other guys, this is their daytime job. I'm a computer programmer, and that just got dinged off by a point. This stuff's starting to get pretty brittle, and I'm having a hard time putting it together. I'm going to start minusing points off of it. Trying to get this in here, and this whole thing was flying apart. But yeah. In fact, we didn't even get this piece in there like we're supposed to, so I'm going to rip that off. This should have went on first before we did this. Let me make sure before I ding a point. Yep, order of operations is backwards in this book. I've seen that happen a few of these times. Lego's done that. So now it's down to a 9. You know. I don't know who revises their building guides, but I kind of wish I was doing it. You got to go through the mind of a builder. And what I heard is they use a computer program, you know, AI, to do all this. I don't use AI for any of that stuff. Like all my building guides I run through myself. If I have a hard time building something, I won't publish that build. You know, it's like the tiny house. It was just meant to be a mock. It was never meant to be a tutorial, so I had to really go down and break it apart, and like 99% of the parts were used in the tutorial that were in the main build. So I had to go and substitute for a few others to make the build a little easier, but it looks exactly the same. It's built a little differently than the original. But I do heavy revisions. I go a little overkill on the revising part, but it's better to do an in-depth revision instead of just producing it to hand it to someone and say, here, build it. Yeah, before I did this one, though, I was in a music mood. Just sitting there listening to music. And just listen to some hip-hop. Yes, I do listen to that stuff even at my age. And I thought, well, I got to film this set. And I thought, man, I wish I could just play some music in the background and have some commentary to go with it. And well, you can't do that unless you get some record company's panties in a knot. Oh, you're playing one of our songs on here. We don't like that. We're gonna claim that video as ours, and we'll slap a billion ads on it. I've had it. It happened a long time ago. I had it happen. So what did I do? I stick it to the record companies. I just deleted the video and said, there. Nope. If I can't have it up on YouTube for entertainment purposes, I wouldn't make any money off of it or anything like that. I said, then nobody will be able to enjoy it. And I couldn't do anything about it because it had music playing like in the background. I couldn't just mute it or something like that. Or I could have put royalty free, but then again, I don't want to have to do a voiceover on something. So it's like, nope. Never again I'll do that. I think they go like that. They got this, like, I think it's nougat. Just maybe regular nougat, I don't know. Some flesh tone. Pretty cool. I need to get some more colors like this to make a great color for like an Adobe house or something. Yeah, so doing these when you're tired, it just makes me sound like I'm all not all there. But I just want to get it done though, and yeah, all the kids are out of school now, so quiet days at home are over. Yeah, I won't be able to deal. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that now. But I'm already hearing that I'm bored, we're not doing anything. I'm like, I already offered and you guys keep telling me no. Well, I want to hang out with my friends. I'm thinking, well, some of these places may not be there tomorrow. So I just kind of gave up. No-win battles, so it's like, you know, oh, okay, we get one of these in that color too. Yeah, so I'm not really particularly a fan of these things. This is Harry Potter, and I still have ever yet to really sit down and watch Harry Potter. I have nothing against it. I just never had watched it, never sit down and really watched a movie. I may have to do that one day and just kind of talk about my experience in doing Harry Potter. Maybe we'll sneak old Padme in there too. Do I have to build two of these or just one? Hopefully her hair is going to be easy. Yeah, I'm starting to collect a lot of these half round tiles right here in quarter rounds. I was looking for those, not in that color when I was doing the McDonald's. Well, now I got the McDonald's done and I'm not needing them, but I don't know, I'd like to do a mock before the end of the summer. It's not too bad so far. But I gotta think of a mock though. I could do a house or something, but I don't know. But I did have somebody throw a temper tantrum. I think I mentioned this in one of my videos about why you guys are all alike. You guys show your mocks, but you don't have building guides for them. Like, dude, you have to put in a request for it. And I looked at the video. It's like 12, 13 years old, and I'm like, I never had mentioned it in that video because back then there was no building guides. There was no proper software to do this stuff. Now we have it. But, oh, okay, can you do the building guide by this date? I'm like, well, if you pay me, I would. Right now, I have other things I gotta do. Of course, you know how that escalates. And I'm like, dude, if you can't cough up the dough, you're not serious. You know, I'm not gonna just quit my day job to do building guides and only make a few bucks a month. That ain't gonna happen. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm like, this is a hobby. I don't want to have to make this a job. If it is, it's gonna feel like I'm gonna go to work, and then I have to start itemizing, micromanaging time and all that stuff, which I don't want to do. And this goes on the back, just like the Harry Potter. These are essentially built the same, just the heads are different. Yeah, I'm just trying to find something to do for the summer. So if I can get that license, as long as I get to have a two-way radio I can use reliably, I'd like to do something and just kind of say sayonara. I'm gonna go have fun doing something. This is the back. And honestly, black is such a boring color to build out of. Oh yes, here's something that a few of you have already took advantage of, which is cool, is when you use the @ symbol in my name on YouTube, it actually sends a notification, especially my main channel. It's easier to do. And when I check comments, I try to check. That doesn't tell me any notifications. I have to actually go in and check manually though, which is kind of a bummer. But you can always @ me in a message, like if you have a video you want to show or something like that. And I can take a look if I get some free time. I know Jay the Great, I think that's his name, Jay the Great, has done it a few times. He always gives me shout outs on his YouTube channel, and I appreciate it. I think he's also on this one too, so he'll probably watch this and hear his name like, oh my God, Jay actually reads those. Yeah, I read everything. And he was going to have a live show, and I got, well, I probably think I may join it. I don't think he ever did. And I prefer to join the smaller streams anyways, and the really popular guys. You go into the popular guys, you're just in there for one thing and one thing only, and that's just a view, and push them higher in the ranks. I'm going into a room, I want to chat with you. I still remember that one time I went into that Lego room and they wouldn't answer my questions unless I sent them a super chat. Well, don't expect that to stay up on its own. And that's it. So, now we gotta do the base. And essentially she is done, and this is what I have remaining. Now, let's dive into the quick tour here. And then I'll have to do the review on it. Sorry about the angle here. That's just how it is. So, essentially that's what these are. In fact, when I do the review, I don't even need a turntable, but I don't want to pick them up with this. So I think when I do the review, I'll just do it like that. So everything's printed. That's essentially what they are. Some pieces feel like they're ready to flake off, like Harry Potter glasses. This broom will fall out and stuff like that. She's a bit more robust, so I don't have to worry about parts of her falling out. And that's essentially what these are. It's just decorative figures. They're just meant to be admired. And yeah, so for the review, no play value. I mean, you probably could if you take them off the base, but I mean, you could. Maybe there might be some play value in here. And for mock value, I mean, you could build a theme around them, or you can use these for parts. Okay, not too bad. Let's do this here. There we go. And for city drop-in value, not a whole lot. Build experience, I'd say it was fair to average, just because it felt dragged out. And what else? Build quality. I just say these are average at this point. The bases feel like they're falling off and stuff like that. I think that's intentional, but still, yeah, I'd like to keep everything firmly attached. So my final score in the set is going to be a 9, and the reason why I'm taking off 1 point is there's no brick separator, and if this piece is this small and we're putting plates upon plates, you're going to have to wrestle one up. So to me, something like this, you're going to need a brick separator for. So why didn't LEGO include it with this set? I don't know. So that's probably what my score is. It's just a flat 9. And for these being $19.99 for medium and small pieces, that seems about right. So I'd say the price is fair on these. That's pretty much what they are. So if you manage to stay awake this long, yep, that's why I said the build quality is average. If you manage to stay awake this long, tell me what you think of these sets. These are just meant to be displayed, nothing more, just to put on a shelf. But for me personally, it's not something I'm really into. They have some good parts, but you know, that's pretty much what it is. But I want to hear what you guys and gals think of these Harry Potter and Cho Chang figures are. I mean, to me, they're cool to look at, but that's essentially what they are, just as a novelty piece.